don't forget to like and subscribe. Now please enjoy the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today, like I said before in the past, there's going to be a new character that will be on my channel. And, of course, would show you how to build him in a, not with instructions necessarily, but just with, Lego pieces and things like that. But anyways, I tried designing differently, and I tried doing something different besides like an equal-sided match for his arms and sort of his legs. But you're gonna love him. His name that I gave him is Exodus. Yes, Exodus. That is his name, and I'm gonna show him in 3, 2, 1. Here he is. This is Exodus. Now, you can look at him. You can see that he looks really cool. Honestly, I mean, he doesn't have a head shape. That's the thing, is that I didn't give him a head, but I mean, doesn't he look cool? Honestly, that's the thing. Another thing is that you can see is that he has different arms, and his body isn't perfectly shaped. His body isn't perfect. His body is disordered in functions, and it's not the same for both sides. I tried keeping that type of design, and I did say that before in a video one time. So yeah, this is your 40 subscriber, well, this is the 40 subscriber special that I'm doing. Here is Exodus. Now taking a look at him, you can see that he has a lot of details added to him. And they're not just details necessarily, they're actually cool parts to him. This right here, I did something like Shockwave's hand, where he has like a gun hand. So yeah, this is the hand where he has the gun. And then he also has this horn right here that you can twist around, and it becomes a gun, a small gun. And then another thing that you can do is that he has this little piece right here. This right here, this, you can open it, and it could be something like a smoke screen that comes out. And then he has these claws. Yeah, these claws that are sharp enough to cut. They're like scissors. See? Yeah, so you can see that he looks pretty cool. I mean, doesn't he look decent? He's shorter than Bruticus Max, and yeah, he doesn't have the ability to come apart, but I mean, he does have lots of things that you can do with him. And another thing that you do is that with this foot, you can see that this foot is plain and this foot is wide. This foot, you can make a stomp on the ground, and he has like this movement that goes around, so like an earthquake, a small earthquake within a few miles radius. Yeah, you can do that. And in order to see his eyes, this is his eye. He doesn't have another one. He just has this one bionicle eye, something like that. So yeah, you can see the arm right here. He has some grills right here because the blast fire that will come out. The smoke, when it shoots, usually comes out of the gun. The smoke would come out of here, of these two. You can see that he has these two pieces in the back. Oops. This piece is a bit loose, but I didn't want to make something that goes fully around. And if I didn't keep this piece on, if you look at him, he looks a bit awkward, so I tried giving him a bit of bulk at the waist. He does have this little light and then this white piece right there, and you can see the back of him, side of him. So yeah, I mean, doesn't he look pretty cool? I mean, he looks decent. He's shorter than Bruticus Max, that's for sure, but looks pretty cool. And I shall show you how to build him, so move, please, Bruticus Max. And, yeah, so let me show you how to build him. So, let's start with the leg. So I guess you can get an idea of what he can transform into. No, it's getting mixed up. What you can build out of him, because look at the pieces. You can tell what pieces he needs. So for both sides of the legs, you want. I found these pieces, these mech pieces that you could use, and you can see right here that you have to use one of these joint pieces, and then you can have this little this knee piece. I found this piece, and I thought I could use it for the leg. Then you want one of these slope pieces, and then 2x1 piece that goes under it. And it's the same thing for both legs. It's symmetrical so you can do the exact same for both legs. It's just it goes down to the shins, the calves, and the feet that are what's different. But if you want, okay, that was my fault. I'm breaking them. Let me just put them back together. All right. So you can see that it's symmetrical. So you want to do the exact same for both sides. And yeah, to keep them keep the skeleton of the body, you can see how it has these 2x1 connection bionicle connector pieces, and then you can that's you want to keep it symmetrical at the thighs, but then when it gets down to the knees and then the calves, then that's when you start to turn around. You also want these backwards these pieces. I don't know what specifically called, but I think it's called by a 2x2 something brick. So 2x2 something. I don't know what's called, but this is the piece you want. It's round. It's one of these round pieces to give them a bit of bulk on the inside of the legs. There's nothing that goes inside the knees, though. You want these yellow. So let's start with the right leg. So you want these yellow pieces, these yellow yellow thin pieces. And then here's another one. You want to add them on both sides to keep them connected and to keep them unsymmetrical. There you go. And then you want one of these ball joint pieces. You can find these pieces in the mechs and some Lego mechs. And then you want one of these, taking them apart and then building them back together. So yeah. So I'm doing. So you want to add one of these ball joint pieces that doesn't have another ball joint at the end. Just want to connect it to there. Then you want to bring one of these 2x4 pieces with holes in them. Then you want to bring a 2x1 brown piece. You want to add that in there. Then you want to add, try to get it down. This piece is a bit hard to get off of a flat surface. You want one of these pieces. I don't know specifically named, but this piece is added onto the front of Bruticus Max. So let me bring Bruticus Max. Yeah, you can add it onto the spider. Yeah, that piece is similar. So you want to add that into the bottom of his foot. Let me try to add that. Okay. Next thing that you want to do is you want to bring this white piece. You want to add it on the top. Then when you want to bring this piece right here. It should be a 2x2 piece with these two pieces sticking out. You want to have it not like this, but like this, sticking out, and then you want this something like a slope piece, but except it's a bit bricky and a bit crystallized. And then you can add it onto the bottom of the foot, and then you could bring this right here, add it into there, and then you have the foot or one of the legs done. Something similar for the other leg, except a bit different. So on the side of the shin, you want one of these slope pieces that goes sticking out, just sticks out, and you want a grow piece. Do the same except with the foot. You can see that the same 2x2 pieces there. Same 2x2 pieces right there. It's just it's not widened like this one. And then you want a normal slope piece and a yellow heel. Just at that floor. And then you have the legs finished. So it's kind of simple. It's kind of easy. So let's come to the waist. So move everything. So for the waist, I use the same piece that I used for the gun. So one of these pieces where it has a hole, a technical hole inside it, and it should be a bit of a weird looking piece. Then you want one of these 1x2 double-sided jointed pieces. Add it onto on the top. Then you want to add this slope piece. There you go. Add it in. Then you want one of these round, sort of looking V pieces. You want a red transparent stud, and you want a white 1x1 piece. Add it onto the back of the waist. Waist is finished. Then you can connect the legs to the waist. And I want to give him a bit of an articulation so you can move around, so his body can be moved around. Then you can add a Technic piece into the top of it, and then you have the lower torso. I'm trying to say lower torso. You get what I mean. All right. So the next thing that you want to do is it's a very common piece in mechs. It's a common piece in mechs. It's not in always every mech pack, but you can find it in mechs. So we're gonna do the chest. All right. So I did add a bit of a filler to fill it because you don't want a big hollow gap in there. But you want this mech piece. Let me just take apart them. You want this specific mech piece, and then you want to add these 2x1 one-sided jointed pieces that you add on top of there. You want two of them, so it's something like the Bruticus. It's the exact same as the Bruticus Max mech piece. You want a black front piece. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what. I'm just gonna say this right now. It doesn't matter what the color is for all of them. All right. And then to fill the hollowness, and you don't have to add this. This one's optional. You could add this slope piece, and I want to keep it this slope piece because I don't want like a hollow inside to it. And then what you want to do is you want to add the same piece for the arm, not the arm of Bruticus Max, but it is sort of part of the arm. And then you want to add this right here. You want to add this on top of the front. Add a red stud onto there so you can make the eye. And then you have the head, the torso, and the head and the torso, or the face and the torso because he doesn't have a head. Next thing is you want one of these pieces, one of these weird looking pieces. I don't know what it's specifically called. You want one of these barrel pieces. You want to add it onto the top of the. You want to add it onto the top of here. Add at the top of there. Then you want to add a slope. Excuse me, my dogs. Excuse my dogs for a second. Just they're getting in the way. Anyways, the slope piece right here, and then I'm gonna raise my voice so because my dogs. You want to add a slope piece right here, the slope piece, and then you want to add one of these weird looking pieces. I don't know what it's called. Then you want to add it onto the back. Hold on. Wait, my dogs. Okay, yeah. Okay, they're finished. Sorry for my dogs. All right, so then you have the face and the torso finished. The next thing that you want to do is you want to bring it's the foot of Bruticus Max, and it's this piece right here. It's the foot of Bruticus Max. Then you want to bring these finger pieces. Add 3 of them. Once. Alright, excuse me for a second. Excuse me because I'm gonna try to calm down my dogs, and I'll be back. Alright, sorry everybody. My dogs were barking at each other. So let me restart what I was saying. So, when we were at the, I think we're at the the smokestack looking things. So you want to have a piece like this, looking like this. Add it onto the very last hole on the sides, and then you want one of these weird looking pieces, and you want this specifically weird looking piece because it will become a part of the crown that he will be wearing. You want a smooth sloped piece right here. We just okay, there you go. Then you want one of these horn pieces, and then you want the foot of Bruticus Max. You want to add these finger pieces on there. And then you want to add it onto the weird looking piece right in the back. And then you want to have this one all the way down, the middle one all the way down. Then you want to grab a gun, one of these mini finger guns. Add it into the hole. Whoops. Slipped through my hand. Add it into the hole right here. And, whoops. Okay, there you go. Oops. When it coming together and building, it will do this, but once it's like all together, then it won't do it anymore. So yeah, you want the horns sticking up, and then you want this one all the way down, And then you can have this cool fun fact feature where it can just like do this, so it can have a head gun. And that's why I was kind of sacrificing the head, because I wanted to add him like a cool horned head feature. And yeah. So then you want to add it onto the torso, but we won't add it onto the torso yet because I want to keep it inside the camera so you guys can see the rest of the build. So yeah, so this is so far this is what everything has been gone, but now let me show you the bionicle or the bionicle skeleton for the arm. So yeah, this is you want these claw pieces, these very weird looking claw pieces. They're cool, honestly. That's why I chose them. Or you could use any claw piece, like you could use like these from the submarine upgrade that I gave Bruticus Max. You could use the finger ones. You could use anything. I mean, as long as it's like a claw, or you could upgrade them in your own ways as you want, of course. But anyways, yeah. So this is the claw, and then you want to add it onto a piece that's looking like this. So let me just take this off. So you can see this white piece right here. You want to have something like this, and then you want to add it onto there, these pieces, and then you want to add two on the top and then one at the bottom, so that the one can slip in between the two, and it could be like this. Then you want these bionicle pieces that I used for the arms of Bruticus Max, and you want two of them for the arms, and then you want to add that into the arm. And now we can start decorating or adding cool features to the arm. So yeah, let's add the features. Let me stand up. Alright, so this right here, you want this little slope piece right here. You want the slope piece that looks like this. You want two of them. You want to add it onto a 2x3 flat panel. I think that's what it's called. And then you want to add another brown piece that I used for the heel. You want to add it onto the forearm, like that. Or no, yeah, sorry, the forearm. You want to add it onto the forearm. Then you want to have a white piece, and then you want another 2x3. And then what you want to do is you want to have a 2 by a 2x2. You want to add that onto the 2x3. And then you want one of these spider pieces that could be used for, and this is the piece I used for the Bruticus Max, the Bruticus Max spider, the non-chopping spider. And then you want to add and of course the one of the legs for the Bruticus Max spider is one of these pieces, and then you want to add a little finger onto there, one of these claw pieces. You want to add it at the top, so now it can smoke screen. So I thought that would be like a cool feature, or you could add anything else. So yeah, that's one arm down, and then we're close to finishing this video. And then the next thing that you want to do is you want to hold on this second, please. Oops. Okay, my audio's doing it again. So the next thing that you want to use is you want one of these purple pieces, one of these 2x1 purples. Then what you use for the face, you want that same piece, and then you want to add it onto the arm. You want to add it onto the arm, and you don't want to add it like that. You want to add it with the slope, with this piece going up, connecting to the torso, like that. And then you want to add same thing, another forearm. You want to add two more of those pieces, like from the Bruticus Max, and then you want to add it. Just fix this for a second because it broke apart. It will break apart easily because it's Lego, but it also will because it's not fully connected together. But yeah, you want to add another two connection pieces like the Bruticus Max, same arm piece, and then you want to add the same weird piece that you did for the back of the head. You want to add it onto the bottom of the forearm, and you want to add a grill onto there. You want to add a black grill onto the top of the forearm. Then you want to add the same piece that you used for the middle of the fingers. So right here, you can see the Bionicle piece that you added, that you can add right there, and then you can add those two pieces. Same thing, except you want to add another piece, the same piece that you use for like the waist. Let me try to, there you go, show you. I'm gonna use that same piece, and then want to add a 2x2 panel onto there. Then you want to add one of these Bionicle pieces. I mean, same piece that you use for the waist, and then you want to add one of these little missile pieces. You want to add onto there, and then you want to add one of these little scope pieces, like that. And now you have the gun. You want a slope piece to add on top, and then add the arm. Add the arm. Yeah, there you go. Alright, and then add this, add the both pieces on there, and then well, bam, you have Exodus fully built. So yeah, everybody, this is the new character that I gave you for the show, for the building, and I will also be giving him upgrades like I do with Bruticus Max. So yeah, so this is this is the new subscriber special that I was given to you, that I given you guys. So yeah, this is this right here is Exodus, and of course I will be doing the upgrades with him, and same thing with Bruticus Max. And this guy will be another part of the cast of Bruticus Max, the Bruticus Max channel. So now you have Bruticus Max and Exodus. And yeah, so I'm also thinking of adding a third character, but I will have to see if I can do that or not. But yeah, this is the new characters, and I will probably be doing stop motion animations with them because they are made out of sort of like a Bionicle piece thing, sort of like a Bionicle jointed pieces. So yeah, there's gonna be a new character probably to the cast, and I will be doing stop motion animations with these guys. Probably, those two chances are maybes, not yeses, not nos, or maybes. But yeah, this is the new character that I gave you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Later.